This is 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News Midday.
Good afternoon. I'm Carly Barnett. Thank you for joining us. We are currently under a wind advisory. Heavy winds expected throughout the day. So let's send it right over to meteorologist Hunter Williams. Hunter.
Yeah, that's certainly right, Carly. A very breezy afternoon all across. However, we could even see a few stronger storms here across central Georgia later today. We'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes. Carly, back over to you.
All right. Thank you, Hunter.
All right.
5 Houston County students have been arrested for making school shooting threats over the past 4 school days. District spokeswoman Beth McLaughlin says officers made the latest arrests yesterday after the students threatened Bon Air Middle School and Warner Robins High School. Superintendent Mark Scott says they take each threat seriously. Scott says administrators and law enforcement work to ensure student safety first, then begin notifying the parents. Now, in Northwest Georgia, classes are canceled at a Dalton High School after a teacher brought a gun into a classroom and fired it. Faith Ababi walks us through what happened.
Not anything larger.
Davidson is charged with several felonies, including terroristic threats and acts. Even though police don't think he intended to harm any students or staff, they say he terrorized an entire community. Now, before that incident, Dalton City Schools was actually rated one of the safest school districts in Georgia. According to Niche, a site that reviews different schools, Dalton ranks 3rd behind Beaufort City Schools and Camden County Schools. The company used data from the U.S. Department of Education, the FBI, and parent reviews to compile the list, and they had just released that report last week.
I have to wait till I'm 21 to get a handgun, but I can get this weapon at 18. I don't know. So I was just curious as to what you did in your bill.
We didn't address it, Mr. President. Look, I think
You know why? Because you're afraid of the NRA, right?
Well, that was President Trump calling out lawmakers to strengthen gun control. During a bipartisan meeting with Congress yesterday, he pushed for several measures to improve school safety. He called for stricter background checks, asked the GOP to shelve a conceal and carry measure, and advocated for raising the age to buy assault-style weapons. He criticized lawmakers who disagreed with those measures. A spokesperson for the NRA says the measures would make for bad policy. President Trump will have another meeting on school safety today. Now at the state capitol, Georgia lawmakers removed a jet fuel tax break from a tax relief legislation in response to Delta's decision to withdraw discounts for NRA members. That proposed tax break would have saved Delta $40 million a year. Dante Renzulli reports.
So far, Delta hasn't responded.
Governor Deal is expected to sign a $5 billion tax relief bill today. He says he is still committed to restoring that Delta tax break in a separate bill. Well, the Georgia House passed a bill making it illegal for drivers to hold their cell phone while they're driving. The distracted driving bill passed the House by a vote of 151 to 20. Georgia banned texting and driving 9 years ago, but many lawmakers believed the law wasn't really enforceable because it was hard to determine whether a driver was using their phone to text or drive. State Representative Ed Setzler suggested that lawmakers focus on a texting-only law. The bill now moves to the Georgia Senate. And for now, a bill that would have added a new sales tax in Bibb County is in jeopardy. And that is according to Macon Representative Alan Peake. He says there just isn't enough support for the O-Lost bill among Bibb County's legislators to pass it. And it would have added a penny to the current sales tax. Bibb County Commissioner Gary Bechtel says half of those funds from the tax would have gone toward rolling back property taxes. The other half would have gone into the county's general fund. President Trump's longest-serving political aide has resigned. White House Communications Director Hope Hicks has announced that she is leaving the White House. She is the 4th communications director to leave the Trump administration. Hicks testified yesterday for 9 hours before the House Intelligence Committee, where she admitted to occasionally telling white lies for Trump. White House officials say she had been considering walking away from her position for months. Atlanta police arrested 2 suspects who they say shot and killed a restaurant manager in Atlanta. 20-year-old Terry Jones and 19-year-old Ira Troy Williams are both charged with felony murder in the death of 29-year-old Chelsea Beller. In November of 2017, police say 3 men entered the Barcelona wine bar and demanded money. Police say the men forced Beller upstairs to a safe and then they shot her. Atlanta Police Major Adam Lee called it the worst crime he has ever seen captured on camera. A man is in the hospital this afternoon after seriously injuring himself at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport yesterday. Airport spokeswoman Reese McCraney says 2 passengers were arguing. One of the men, who appeared to be intoxicated, started threatening other passengers. When airport officials intervened, the man jumped over a rail onto a lower level of the airport. Officials say the man was seriously injured but was conscious and alert when the medics arrived. At this point, no charges have been filed, but the incident is still under investigation. The old book sale is underway, and book lovers looking to make a few bucks actually stopped by. The sale kicked off last night, and a few dozen dealers were the first to rush in and grab some books. Many of them searched through piles on tables, looking for books that they could sell online for profit. The sale is open to anyone who's looking for a great book and a good price. It runs all weekend at Central City Park. After a string of sexual assault cases, rideshare companies are doing more to keep their customers safe, even testing out some new technology. It's just ahead when Eyewitness News Midday continues. Stay with us. Welcome back. A California man is accused of raping or sexually assaulting 7 women in a case that raises new questions about the safety of ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft. Police say the man posed as a rideshare driver. Carter Evans shows us the risk and the new technology companies are using to keep passengers safe.
Rideshare services like Uber and Lyft.
Always some good reminders there. Now let's send it over to Hunter with a look at today's forecast.
Well, it is a very breezy afternoon across central Georgia.
Welcome back. We touched on the wind advisory a little earlier in the broadcast. Also some storms.
Yeah, kind of
on
a
their
double
way this
whammy
evening.
today. So the storms haven't even gotten here yet, and we're already very breezy outside. And once the storms start to move in, embedded in those storms, we could have some additional gusty winds. So
you've got a lot to tell us about, Hunter.
Lots going on today, but here's the current look.
Okay, before we go, check this out. Yesterday, the most adorable police chase you may see took place on an Arizona highway. So this began after a police got a call about puppies on I-17 in North Phoenix. State troopers and firefighters chased the 2 furry white dogs for about an hour.
At times, the dogs dodged disaster before police were able to catch one on the interstate, the other in a nearby mobile home park. The pooped pups were brought back to the local animal care and control center. They were dirty, and one had an eye infection, but they were okay otherwise.
Those poor doggies. A worker says they are very friendly dogs, and they are currently looking for the dog's owner.
What a
There's
story.
a little rush hour there.
Yeah, that's not the typical
Dog
car
edition.
chase, I guess, that you see. We'll talk about the weather. Very breezy for today. In addition, some showers and some storms are possible. Could see a few showers on Tuesday, then Wednesday looking nice once again.
That was an excellent segue to the weather, by the way.
Thank you. I'm very natural.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here for Eyewitness News at 5, 6, and at 11.
The news continues now 24/7 on 13WMAZ.com. Have a great day.